Mark, I know you've been to gun shows, and I have too. I actually went undercover with 2020. I bought 10 guns from a gun show in Richmond with no background check and no questions asked. What was your experience like at the gun show, and do you think criminals and the criminal element are actually acquiring guns at gun shows from private sellers without a background check?
Well, I went to quite a few gun shows in the 90s, sort of during the first peak of the militia movement, and they were really remarkable places to visit. First of all, they were filled with all kinds of things that were not quite legal. I'll never forget these very cheap little kits that essentially were kind of glorified rubber bands, which for a few dollars you could convert a semi-automatic weapon into a completely illegal, fully automatic weapon. But so you'd see that all over the place at these gun shows, including huge shows in places like Houston where you'd have, 300, 400, 500, 600 tables.
Right.
But one of the more remarkable things is right next to these heavy weapons, you would have the Turner Diaries being sold, this sort of race war novel that fantasizes about a future, white Aryan victory over the Jews and all the rest of it. You would have John Birch Society booth talking about the secret plans of the government to confiscate guns.
And you'd see these right next to the gun shows.
Yeah, that's right. So, the gun shows really were very much where the people we cover, the radical right, go both to get their weapons and to a very large extent their ideology as well.
Do you believe that criminals also go to gun shows?
I don't have any doubt about it at all. Many of the people that we cover on the radical right are people with very serious criminal backgrounds. But of course the reality is that it's nothing for them to walk into a gun show and to get essentially whatever they want. I think, I don't have statistics to prove it, but I don't think there's any question that very large numbers of people in the militia movement, the so-called patriot movement, acquire their weapons at these gun shows, and really very largely for the reason that there aren't background checks, that they're going to be able to do it easily.
And would you be in support of requiring a background check on every gun sale just to make sure that prohibited purchasers are not acquiring guns?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that that's a loophole that needs to be closed. It's a loophole that specifically helps feed weaponry into the world we cover, the world of the radical right. And these are men, to some extent women, who very often are quite willing to contemplate the murder of very large numbers of people. We have covered people who've considered plots to kill as many as 30,000 Americans. So these are not really people that you want to put weapons into the hands of.